All right, and our last argument or argument flaw is a self-refuting argument, an argument that fails to meet its own conditions. When a statement fails to meet its own requirements, and you see there a guy yelling out the megaphone, "Quiet!" He's failing to meet his own requirement, right? Self-contradicting. And when we had just the definition of contradiction, we had the sign that said "Do not enter," and then right below it had "Enter only." That's a self-refuting sign right there. So examples of a self-refuting argument: I won't tolerate your intolerance. You shouldn't tell people they're wrong. Who are you to judge? And one of my favorites: have you ever imagined a world with no hypothetical situations? There'd be no law school. That may be a good world then, though, huh? No.
My favorite is there's no absolute truth. He's trying to say, are you sure?
Yeah. I'm absolutely sure there are no absolute truths. And that's yeah. Yeah, that's a self-refuting argument. And we'll see these. And so what I wanted to, before we went to practice, I wanted to put a plug in for Expelled. Who all has seen Expelled so far? Okay. Just a handful. Expelled, have you heard it? You haven't heard of it? It's a movie. It's out in the theaters now by Ben Stein. And it's called Expelled, No Intelligence Allowed. And it's a documentary that's beautifully done, artistically done. It'll make you want to scream, make you want to cry, make you want to laugh. But basically it deals with the scientific community not allowing intelligent design in the classroom. And I want you to go because it's good, but I also want you to go because it's good practice for this class. Because in that, you will hear red herring, you will hear begging the question, you will hear bias and worldview. Straw man. Yeah, so you will hear a bunch of the terms that we're using, you'll hear them there. I know that we weren't even guaranteed that it would play another week, because I checked today, and it's still playing. It's playing at Palmetto Grand in Mount Pleasant. The Azalea Square, I guess is that on Somerville? And then the Regal here that's right by the Regal 18 on Mall Drive, it's playing there as well. Okay. So if you would like to read more, Gabe has a good blog on it, and in there he talks about recurring motif, or something that they use that we all know about as an analogy. And I don't want to give that away because it was really kind of centerpiece to the movie, but I would say go see it. All right, so let's practice. Let's see if we can identify where these arguments fail. So the first argument that we have here is you don't have a degree in paleontology, so what you have to say about creation and the fossil record isn't worth listening to and can't be true.
Is that J?
What's that?
I. No?
I.
Wrong man.
I only have through G.
That's to the man.
You gave us H-I-J-K.
Did it reprint? Oh, it did. It kept the. That's Microsoft Word working for you. I didn't check that. All right, so just write. Will you write A B C G H I J K L M N? Okay. I just re-lettered mine to match yours since there's one of me and a bunch of y'all. I don't want y'all getting, All right, so yeah, I believe that's to the man, right? That's ad hominem, J. So it's attacking the man. So you don't have a degree in paleontology, so what you have to say about creation in the fossil record isn't worth listening to and can't be true. All right, the next one. You can be sure there are no absolute truths. This is the one we just got through talking about. But how is that faulty?
Well, is it supposed to be can or can't?
You can be sure that there are no absolute truths.
You can be sure there are no. Okay.
Yeah.
Just begging the question in that case.
Well, I think the general argument is there are no absolute truths.
If it's you can't be sure, then it's self-refuting. If it's you can be sure, it's begging the question.
Let's see. You can be sure. You can bet your dollar on this. There are no absolute truths.
So you're assuming the premise you're trying to prove.
No.
He's right, Gabe.
It's self-refuting. Besides it, right, by definition, it's my class, right? No. We'll argue about it later. I'll find some faults in your arguments. How do I know that the Bible is God's Word? Just look at all the good Christianity has done through the centuries. Why? Great men of science were Christians, as well as leading political figures, and the moral code given to us by Jesus Christ is unequal to any other. So what do you think? Is this a caricature of Christianity so it's easier to defeat? No, it's not a straw man. What's that?
You're appealing to motion.
It could be appealing to motion, but I have one that fits appealing to motion better later on. What's that? Red herring. It's not really dealing with the issue. It's just a diverting tactic, giving up all these other facts about Christianity. Great men of science were Christians. Leading political figures were Christians. The moral code given to us by Jesus Christ is unequal to any other. That's how I know. So it's not really dealing with any pertinent ideas, concrete stuff. So that is just red herring. Chastity is an outdated, old-fashioned view that no one holds to anymore. Peer pressure, right? Arguing by how many people are holding to it instead of the idea itself. How do we know who will survive in the animal kingdom? The fittest always will. And how can we recognize who the fittest are? They are those who survive and leave more offspring than the others. It's a circular argument, right? We know who the fittest are because they're the ones that survive, and the ones that survive are the fittest, right? So it's so what do we call that one? Begging the question. Are you telling me that a Muslim who has poured his whole life into Islam, obeying its decrees, sacrificing time, money, and energy for the faith, and willing to face ridicule and humiliation for his beliefs, could be sincerely wrong and going to hell?
Yeah. Appeal to emotion.
An appeal to emotion, that's right.
I had that yesterday in talking to those girls.
Evolution teaches that somehow a fish simply changed into an amphibian, and then a reptile, and then a monkey, and that somehow changed into a human. Yeah, that's a straw man. That's a mischaracterization of what evolution actually says.